Hey guys, my name is Manideep and I'm from CSC fourth year and I'm currently the GDSC lead for Google Developer Student Clubs in NIT Delhi. As we all know, we have started this Flutter Festivals campaign and we have got a break in the middle because of the mid-semester and end semester examinations uh, for BTech students. So now again we are back on track. So today is our second event and we are going to learn about Google Firebase, and it is completely beginner oriented and it can be used by everyone. And everything about Firebase will be explained in detail to you by Kishan Srivastava. He is from BTech CSE third year. And before starting the session, I would like to put some ground rules. One thing is please maintain a good decorum in the meeting so that don't comment on each other and all, and don't start any war through messages and chats. So, and while explaining, Kishan will keep asking you if you have any doubts, then you can respond through the chat window. Uh, and we have disabled the mic and video for this meeting, and we'll give access if it is required. And after that, at the end of the session, again, you will have time to get your doubts clarified. So let's start the meeting. Kishan, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Am I audible, guys? Okay.
Yes, Kishan. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let me share my screen. So my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kishan Srivastav, and I am a third-year student at NIT Delhi, and I'm also the co-developer of Node-side application. In today's presentation, I'll be discussing the basics of Google Firebase and its functionalities, and also I'll be demonstrating those functionalities with help of a live project. And at last, I'll show you how to connect your Firebase project to your application. So before starting, do any of you have any idea about Google Firebase? You can respond in chat. Anything. Yes, Shweta, you can write in the chat box. Okay, right, Shweta. Okay, let me start. Okay. Basically a platform which is used to develop iOS, Android, or web applications, and it provides various functionalities such as authentication, messaging, file storage, data synchronization, and many more. I'll be deep diving in these concepts in my further presentation. So as you guys know, there are two phases of a software, that is like front end and back end, in which in the front end part, developers basically focus on the looks and feel of the software. And in the back end part, basically developers focus on the data, its storage, and its manipulation. So the Firebase basically provides the solution to the backend needs. Okay, so moving on, why you should use Google Firebase. So the very first point is you can use it as a backend server, right? So if you have ever deployed any application, so you might have used the Firebase or any other server providers, or you can also set up a server at your home. PC can be there. You can have it up and running for 24/7 connected to the internet, and you can use it as a server. But the problem with that is if your application has currently 10 users or 10 users, and suddenly your popularity grow and you will now have 1,000 or 10,000 users, so you will have problem with scalabilities. So these kind of things can be handled easily with the Google Firebase. The next point is every backend services such as ML, data, real-time database, storage, or authentication, all of these services that Firebase provide are very fast. The next point is push notifications. So you guys have used applications such as Flipkart or Zomato in which they tend to send notifications such as are you hungry or have you tried this particular restaurants, right? So these kind of notifications can also be achieved using Firebase. The next point is it provides a NoSQL database. So you guys have maybe you have studied about the databases in second year or you will study. So can anyone tell anything about database? Um, Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. So uh, yeah, Mohit, can you tell anything about databases? Okay, right. Right. Okay. Yeah. So uh, where was I? Sorry. So, a database is basically an organized collection of data, and its sole purpose is to have faster retrievals and updates, right? So, there can be two types of databases, relational or non-relational databases. So, in the relational part, where we have SQLs, it has tables in which the rows are basically the data, and we say columns as attributes, and these tables have some kind of relation with each other. In the NoSQL, which stands for not only SQL, it can have structures such as column, family, graph, document, or key value store to have the data stored in the database. So Firebase basically use this key value store to store the data in the real-time database. And you can imagine the key value store as a hash map where you use functions like get key and it gives you the value of the particular key. The next point is auto backup. So with the auto backup feature, it basically backs up your real-time database so that you never lose your data, and it also deletes the older backups automatically. All of these things are handled completely with the Firebase. The last point is pay as you go. It is a very friendly feature for college students such as us. So as I've said, that Firebase provides a lot of functionalities such as real-time database, storage, authentication, or messaging. And all of these features have a certain cap up to which you can use all these features completely free, and after which uh, exceeding that cap, you have to pay a certain amount. So in case of Nodezoid, we were using real-time database, storage, cloud messaging, and authentication. And till December, we haven't paid anything for any of these services. From January, because our storage needs grew, we had to pay a certain amount of like 4 rupees. From January till now, we have paid only 4 rupees for the storage needs, and the rest every feature we are using currently free. So that is a very budget friendly stuff for college students like us, right? So in this slide, we can see what are the major features that Firebase provide. And to be honest, I have also not used this grow and earn section of Firebase. And as a college student, you basically need all of these features from the develop section only. From the next slides, I'll be explaining these particular features. Okay. So till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the group, in the chat, or you can like write no if you have no doubts. Okay, right. Okay. So the first feature is real-time database. So as I've explained earlier, the Firebase uses NoSQL database for its real-time database. It is basically a large JSON file. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and I'll be showing you an example of JSON file in the next slide. It is very easy to use, and the main highlight of this database is the real-time. So what does this real-time mean is, as an admin, as soon as you update any data in your database, it should immediately be reflected to its every user. So for example, if I as an admin of NodeSort add any book to the database, that particular book will be instantly visible to every student of our college. Right? Uh, I'll show you how fast that real-time stuff is. So this is an example of a JSON file. It looks very similar to a Python dictionary, if you guys have seen. So this person is particularly the key, and then we have a list as its value. Then again, we have a dictionary which has name as key and then Peter Parker as a value. So this JSON file is equivalent to this particular real-time database representation in the Firebase. Now let me show you the real-time database that we used for our Node-side application. Okay, yeah. So we have created four branches like about. Then we have particular branches for streams like CSE, CEEE. Then we have notifications, and then we have the timetable one. Right. So uh, like for CSE, we have used like we have branched then CSE, the stream, then its semester, then the subjects. Then in that particular subject, we have books. It's then the particular book is there, the notes is there, and then the previous year question paper. This particular structure is very much dependent on your application need. So like for notification, we have used that every notification will have its name, its description, and an ID. The ID is basically used to sort these notification so that the newest one will be on top. So let me add one new notification and demonstrate the real-time feature of the Firebase. Okay. So if you guys have the Node.js application, you can go to the notification center and you can see the sample notification there. Can anyone confirm it? Like I can see it in my phone also. Can anyone else confirm? Okay, great. So that is what the real-time feature means. As soon as I, as an admin, added something into the database, it is immediately reflected to every user. Right. So moving on with the next part, which is authentication. So with authentication, what we mean is we tend to know about our users' identity, right? So Firebase uses many social media accounts like Google, Facebook, or Apple IDs to authenticate its user. It can be used to manage user sessions, and if you have used the Node.js, you have seen in the login functionality there is a list of IDs that are already logged in your device, so it can use the existing accounts also. So the authentication part, let me show you the authentication part. In the sign in method, we are currently using only the Google. You can also add any email, phone, Microsoft account, Apple, Twitter, any of these you can use to authenticate your user. Also, it shows which particular user have tried to log in, right? So you can see the list of users which have tried to log in or are logged in the device. Okay, so moving on. Next is storage. So Google Firebase storage provides a petabyte scale of data storage, and it provides robust uploads and downloads in the background, regardless of network quality. So as I have mentioned that we have only paid for the storage needs. So in Firebase there is limit of 5 GBs up to which you can use it, and you don't have to pay anything. But after that, for every extra GB you use, you have to pay $0.026, which is around 2 rupees. So it's not very much, right? Let me show you the storage also. So in the storage part, you can add, you can create like it is very similar to creating folders and putting files in the folders in your PC, right? So you can add any file using the upload button, and you can store it here only. But we have let we can but we have created multiple folders to have a structured database, right? So as soon as you update as soon as you upload any file, like we have uploaded PDFs, you can upload JPG files or MP4 files or any media files also. So as soon as you upload any file, it creates an access token corresponding to that file. The access tokens are unique, and it is automatically created via the Firebase. With the access token, you can access that particular file. Like this C notes for professionals are is accessible via this access token, and if I just paste it here, it is automatically loaded. So with that access token, you can have the access of your files that you have uploaded in the Firebase. So the next part is the analytics part. So the Google Firebase Analytics provides report for over 500 events and each up to 25 attributes. So with analytics, you basically get to know about your user base, like from where your majority of users are, or of what age group they are, or of what gender. So one use case of analytics is if you, for example, in India, if there is a particular region from where most of the users of your application are, then you can find a product particular to that demographic, and you can advertise it in your app. So in that way, uh, the product reach also increases and you get the ad revenue, right? The next section is the messaging. So with messaging, you can send unlimited messages to you to its users, and it handles every aspects of queuing and delivery. The the most fascinating thing about messaging from the Firebase is it can send up to billions of messages with 95% of them sent in under 250 milliseconds. So that's pretty much pretty fast. You can have two kinds of messaging. You can send notifications such as Zomato or Flipkart sends, or you can have in-app messaging. So if you have used Flipkart app, has seen a lot of times when the app is out of date, it shows a pop-up on opening like this, and it has an update button and a cancel button here. So you can achieve these kind of uh, messaging from Firebase itself. So the Firebase messaging part, like like we have used the messaging part and we have sent 3 of the messages till date. You can you can use the new campaign button, and you can like give title and the notification text, and it shows you how it will look to the users. Then you select which application you want to send, when to send, and other stuff, and then you can like review and publish it, and it will be sent immediately to the users. I will not be sending it right now. Sorry. So this was pretty much the functionalities part of the Firebase, and from now I'll be demonstrating how to connect your application to the to your to your Firebase project. So if you have any doubt in the functionalities part, you can like ask in the chat. Hello.
I'll do one like access to.
Uh, what is your question, Sanal? I don't get it. Like what's it?
Given access to my can ask can ask using.
Okay, okay. The next, sorry, I have a bad throat now. Okay, I'll be showing you how you can connect your applications to a project. So uh, when you launch your Firebase, it looks something like this. You can create a new project. You can give names and all. You can follow the steps. It's very simple. I've created a project name, my first project, and I'll show you how you can connect your project to your applications. So, uh, firstly, this is the dashboard, something you can call it a dashboard of Firebase. There you have project overview and you can add an application with this button. So there you can add an iOS application, Android application, or web application. You can like follow the steps mentioned here. I'll be showing you how to add the Firebase project to an Android application. There are two ways you can like add via this from the Firebase console, or you can use the Firebase assistant from the Android Studio also. Right. Okay. Okay. So it will ask you like as soon as I click on the connect button, it takes me to the console and it asks which project you want it to be connected. So I want my application to be connected with my first project. Okay, so the connection part is done. So the next part is you have to add some of the dependencies of Firebase to your application. So dependencies are basically a way to allow our application to use some external modules. You have used, you can think of it as import statements from Python. Okay, so it takes some time to build the Gradle. Gradle is a build automation tool. It helps in managing the dependencies and creating the APKs of the application. So this part is done. And from now you can like go and see your project. Now it shows me that one Android application is connected to your project. Similarly, you can add web application and iOS applications. Like you can read the documentation for that also. So let me show you how you can add data from the application to the Firebase database. You need to get the instance of the database to your application, and then you will be referring a position where you want to like add the data. And like specify the path where you want to add the data, and if that particular path is not present, it will create the path and then add the data correspondingly. So in the message path, I'm adding a value hello world. So I'll be installing the application on my phone, and you can see you'll be seeing the updated data in the real-time database as soon as the application launches. So it will take some time, I guess. Okay, so the app is launched, and you can see the hello world message is automatically set in the message path. So in that way, you can add the data. For example, if in the Android application you ask your user the name, and then you have your add buttons, and whatever string the user enters, you set it here. So there you can like see the use case of your application and then modify the code accordingly. So similarly, you can fetch the data from the database as well. So that is it from my side. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Sanal, you can like use the similar way to set up to connect the Firebase project to your web app. If you guys have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Okay, Shweta, like as I've said that you can use this add app button to have your applications added to your project. As I've shown you for the Android application, you can use the web one, and similarly it will be added. Also, if you have like any query, you can go to the docs, and it is very well explained that how you can connect your applications, a React one or anything, you can connect to your Firebase app. Okay, guys, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Um, okay, desktop applications, I'm not very sure. Like what kind? Like I've seen this Unity, like for game development you can use, but not sure about the desktop applications. I'll have to see. Okay. So, Manideep sir, that is it from my side.
Yeah, Kishan. Thank you so much, Kishan, for this very valuable session. And guys, I recommend all of you please to use Firebase once. It is free to use for beginners, so don't worry. As the project becomes tougher, you'll get extra resources by paying money on the go, and you don't have to pay for everything. You can pay for only what you use. So Firebase, I hope while you're working on your own projects, like someone was mentioning web projects, I hope you have been working on some mun stack or some mean stack or some JavaScript projects. So you might have been using MongoDB or something like that. So instead of MongoDB, try to implement Firebase and see what kind of differences it makes when you compare it to other databases. So Firebase is very simple to use, and even I myself used Firebase in my third year project, which is an online e-pharmacy store. So I cannot show that now. It's on another system. So but it really works well. You don't have to hard code everything. And the Android Studio that Kishan showed as an example today. Um, so you can implement it everywhere, and you'll have very user-friendly documentation for Firebase. So you can go through the documentation, whatever you need. And also we have a small resource that we shared in the previous email like 3 weeks ago. So you can access a Firebase course from that email or documentations. And that's it. If you have any more doubts, you can definitely ask us. We shall wait for 2 to 3 more minutes. And if not, we can end the meeting here itself. Yes, Satyaprakash. I've been looking into that. Even I contacted why regarding what's the problem, but I'll let you know as soon as I get it, because everyone has got credits, like 8 credits when you join. It might be because did you create the same account again and again using the same email? No. Sure. I'll definitely look into this issue, Satyaprakash. I'll see what's the issue with that account, and I'll get back to you. Any other doubts? Anyone? You can unmute your mic and you can ask your doubts if you feel like it is taking a lot of time to type in the chat box. If there are no doubts, then we can end the session here. Or you can raise your hand so that I can give access. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending this session, and we'll come up with more updates on the upcoming sessions too. So stay tuned. And this video, a recorded session of this video, will be uploaded on GDSC NIT Delhi YouTube channel. So it will be uploaded by tonight or tomorrow morning. So you can access the recorded session over there. And Kishan, can you share the PPT link to me so that I can put it in the YouTube description so that they can download the PPT for themselves too?
Sure, sir, I'll share.
Yeah. So this PowerPoint that we saw today, I'll be putting that in the description for the YouTube video, and you can access it there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And you will be getting a feedback form after this meeting, and please try to fill that feedback form. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Thank you.